On January 14th, I plan to run the Houston Marathon and finish in a time that starts with a 2. And here's how I plan to do it. In 2023, I ran 2 marathons, the London Marathon in April and the Sri Chinmoy Marathon in August. I finished both marathons in around 3:07. So in this video, I want to break down how I plan to shave 7 minutes off of those times. How did I decide on the Houston Marathon? I did a quick Google search on fast courses in the spring, and the Houston Marathon popped up as a fast, flat course that was early in the year. Check, check, and check. I love that it's in mid-January, meaning I wouldn't have to train through the worst weather months of New York City. For any New Yorkers, you know January and February are rough. Also, I'm still hoping to get a spot in the Tokyo Marathon next year, so this race will give me enough time to recover in between to confidently run both. On the website, it said out of the 42,000 runners who completed the race, 15% of them Boston qualified. So how do I plan to do this? Basically, stack all the lessons that I've learned from my previous attempts. I started running about 5 years ago in 2018 when I turned 30. I was going through the usual quarter-life crisis that millennials tend to do this day and age, and decided, hey, it would be an awesome idea if I challenged myself to do the New York City Marathon. At this point in my life, I basically never ran more than a 5K before. As a matter of fact, my friends would swear that I was allergic to cardio. But I did go to the gym pretty often, so I knew how to push myself physically and stay consistent with a routine. I can break that whole journey down in another video, but basically after a year of training, I completed the New York City Marathon in 2019. I crossed the finish line with a time of 3:29:15. This was 30 minutes quicker than my original target time of 4 hours. How did I come up with 4 hours? Yeah, just another Google search. What was a decent marathon finishing time? Since then, I've gone on to do 5 more marathons, and with each marathon came their own lessons. Through this whole journey, I've been self-coached, but I've connected with a lot of runners within the running community, and I've picked their brains along the way. For the last 2 cycles, I've loosely been following the Advanced Marathoning book. This was recommended to me by a teammate, and I really just adjusted it to fit my life and schedule. For my first marathon, I did a 20-week plan because I was a complete novice, and I felt like I needed that time to build towards this crazy goal of 26.2 miles. But along the way, I've gained more experience, fitness, I got that foundation, and I realized what really works best for me at this stage of, my journey is a 12 to 14 week build. For that first year, I started around 25 miles a week, eventually peaking at 50 miles. But on average, I was running a high of 30s and low 40s per week. This time around, I am aiming to hit an average of 60 to 70 miles a week. I've done this cycle twice now, and the mileage was quite daunting the first time I did this around for London, but it feels much more manageable now. The biggest change I'm going to be making this time around is have a big emphasis on taking my recovery and easy runs super easy based off of heart rate, and then try to hit every single track, speed workout, and long run workout to the best of my ability. So how I like to build my plan is I create everything once I sign up for the race, and I'll tweak it along the way. I plug in races, I highlight any travel or holidays that might impact my training. I'm currently about 2.5 weeks into this 13-week build. You can see that my longest long run will be 21 miles. I'll have 2 20+ mile long runs this build with 3 70-mile weeks. I'll also build in a 2-week taper. I'm actually super excited this build because I think from the last 2 races, it's taught me a lot, and I'm pretty confident that I have all the pieces I need to put them all together and get this done. When you really break it down, marathon training isn't a rocket science. Usually, the foundation is speed work, a tempo run, a long run, and then you sandwich recovery runs in between those. I like to run 6 days a week, take 1 full rest day with no running at all, and then if I'm really good, I can fit in 1 or 2 strength workouts through usually on my hard days. This will really let me maximize my recovery days, and then also just a strong focus on nutrition and sleep and recovery. I'm also pretty hyped to try this new medium of YouTube to capture this journey. I always get excited to learn new things, and this is just something else that I can have this beginner mindset with. I just remember when I first started getting into running, I drew a lot of inspiration and learned a lot from various YouTubers like Ben Park, Seth James Damore, and Kafuzi. So I'm aiming to post weekly and use this channel as sort of a video journal of my process and, just capturing my thoughts on how training is going. Ultimately, my goals with marathoning has evolved along the way. It always changes, but at its core, I'm always just striving to be a little bit better than yesterday. This just serves as a quick intro into what I'm looking to do with this channel, and I hope you all follow along the way. With that, I'll leave you a question. Comment, what kind of info do you like to get out of running videos that you watch? And if you could, like and subscribe, because that would be huge for the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, just be a little bit better than yesterday.